The murders of tour guide Mario Graniel and tourist Dr. Gary Swank have left the San Pedro community concerned for their safety and their livelihoods. The killing of the American citizen has prompted sensational headlines across the international media, which have instilled fear in visitors. That fear for personal safety has tourists canceling their reservations to the island.
In the last couple days, I've fielded probably 25 emails, half of which are already cancellations. And I have about another 15 that I need to respond to tonight, and I thought I would wait till after the meeting tonight so I could tell my guests something to make them feel safe and not cancel their reservations. So my question would be to the minister, what should my email say to my guests this evening to make them not feel safe, besides letting them know that we're getting 10 cameras?
With tourism accounting for 40% of the country's GDP and San Pedro being the largest tourism destination, local politicians are eager to get a handle on the crime, for economic reasons as well as for the safety of visitors and locals alike.
Tuesday gone, I brought the matter over to Cabinet, even though the commissioner, my director, had already spoken with the Prime Minister. But Cabinet is the decision-making of this country. And they express deep concerns about the industry. And we will do whatever it takes to make sure that we can get to these culprits, that we can apprehend the people responsible, and that we can have the industry feel comfortable.
We still should maintain ourselves calm, positive, even though we have a cancer, and that cancer we need to cure. It is not easy.
So on Wednesday night, over 150 residents, including business owners, tourism stakeholders, and other concerned citizens, attended a public meeting. Some showed strong messages displayed on placards. The Commissioner of Police, Chester Williams, led that meeting where he laid out part of a plan to address the growing crime on the island. Part of that plan is the hiring of 12 special constables who will be equipped with 2 golf carts and a motorcycle. This new team will complement the other unit of tourism police officers on the island.
We have agreed that we will be hiring 12 additional special constables to be employed within the tourism police sector in San Pedro. Those of you who know San Pedro would know that there is a police booth in the San Mateo area that is not in use due to the fact that the police simply do not have the manpower to man the booth. What we will do, we will take the booth at San Mateo, and the booth will be given to tourism police unit. And the 12 officers will operate from the San Mateo booth. They will be working on a 2-shift system from 6 a.m. until 12 midnight. At that location, we are going to establish a permanent checkpoint.
To support the police work and keep watch, Commissioner Williams says that 10 high-tech cameras will be installed around the island. This is being sponsored by the Belize Tourism Board at a cost of $100,000.
Through BTB, we have also received the approval for the purchasing and installation of 10 high-definition, high-resolution PTZ cameras with night vision capabilities. Those cameras will be set up in strategic locations on the island, and the system that will be setting up will be a 64-channel system. And so we are starting with the first 10, and we invite residents or business places to add to the system, and hopefully we can get it to 64. We will also ensure that we monitor the airways, the area where the plane comes in, the airstrip. We want to put a camera there that we can monitor who comes on the island on the plane. And we'll put cameras as well where the boat docks, that we can also see who is coming on the island and who leaves the island.
The Coast Guard is also increasing its presence in the area. They've committed 2 vessels to do patrols in the lagoon and the sea. Lieutenant Commander Gregory Sabaranis addressed the community.
From the Coast Guard perspective, we need to be more involved in the community here in San Pedro. We understand we've identified our gaps, or shortfalls, or vulnerabilities, and it is something that we intend to correct. And so we'll be working very closely with the mayor, with the San Pedro police, but most of all, there has to be greater engagement with the community here in San Pedro.
And so to kickstart that engagement, on Wednesday night, residents shared their concerns and suggestions to help address the problem.
We've had 3 Americans murdered in this town. Greg, and I'm very sorry I can't remember his last name, the McAfee. We've had Cliff, who was murdered. And now we've had Dr. Swank murdered. And we're back at the same thing.
I hope we're not missing the point that how far-reaching the implications of what is presently going on with all the cancellation and everything are. This won't blow away next week, tomorrow. This has the potential to go on for a couple of years for massive consequences.
I live in fear. I'm very sad what has happened to my island. I'm a tourist guide. I really live in fear. I'm tired of being hiding, running away from criminals. That when they caught them, the life's too easy on them.
I think we should develop something that's called an Hamburger's Key Tourism and Safety Development Committee that's made up of key stakeholders. And they meet every month, and they listen to all the issues, and they give recommendations to the 2 gentlemen sitting there. Because we have, the community has to have somewhere to put their frustration or their suggestions or something. We can't continue meeting like this when something happens. Only when it happens, we show up. And not only they're at fault, you the community are at fault also.
Commissioner Chester Williams assured the community of the department's commitment to San Pedro and made it clear that criminals will not be tolerated under his watch.
I can tell you that we are going to do all we can to be able to rid San Pedro of those gang members who want to operate and hold the masses of this community hostage. We are not going to tolerate them. We're not going to negotiate with them. We will do all we can to get them where they belong.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Andrea Polanco.